Alrighty, so today we're playing with the OONI pizza oven, and we're not making pizza, I know. We're gonna actually attempt to make meatball subs. I've been craving some sort of sandwich for the past like 2 weeks. It's been killing me, but I knew that there had to be a slightly healthier way to do it, and I have figured it out. We're gonna do chicken meatballs with a homemade sauce, and then we got some buns, some cheese, and we're gonna try and cook all of it in the pizza oven minus the sauce. But let's get started with the sauce. All right, so 1 can of San Marzano tomatoes. Next, some salt, some black pepper, some crushed red pepper, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'm gonna tear up some basil leaves. But we're gonna kind of mash this along and let this go. I also added about a half a cup of water to this, and all I did was basically whatever was left in the can, I kind of rinsed it out a little bit, shook it around, and dumped it in here, but I did about a half a cup of water. Okay, we're gonna let this guy go, and we're gonna get started on our chicken meatballs. All right, so for this recipe, most of it is seasonings, but I have 2 pounds of lean ground chicken, and so for 2 pounds, I'm going to use 2 eggs. 1 egg per pound, you get the idea. So 2 eggs. Okay, then 2 pounds of our ground chicken. All right, next we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. All right, and then as for our seasonings, we have a teaspoon of parsley, teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of fennel seed, a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper, a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of garlic powder, same thing with onion powder, and then same thing with Italian seasoning and oregano, teaspoon of each. So the only thing that's different is the crushed red pepper, which is a half teaspoon. And if you want it spicier, then do a teaspoon. Okay, now we glove up and we mix. Okay, then you want these to be about 3-ounce meatballs, or about that big. And you're gonna put them on an oiled sheet tray. All right, bam. Let's head out to the OONI. All right, so I transferred the meatballs onto a different plate because they look better on that. But here we go, bam. Took about, 10 minutes, but there we go. I also couldn't close the pizza oven all the way to help kind of trap some of the heat in. So if you find a somewhat smaller pan, that would probably work a lot easier. But we have them done, so let's assemble some subs. So I have here some, I can never pronounce them, bolo rolls, I don't know. Anyway, sub rolls, and we're gonna do, these are pretty large meatballs, so we're gonna do at least 3. If you can squeeze 4 on there, then squeeze 4. Okay, and then we're gonna ladle our sauce. Now I decided against at the last minute to not pulse it, because this actually kind of looks pretty good, nice and chunky. And you're making more of like a spicy marinara anyway, and marinara usually is kind of chunky anyway, so best of both worlds. Chunky sauce, yummy yummy. There we go. All right, then some mozzarella cheese, and then just a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese. But now, back out to the pizza oven, and just until the cheese melts. So I put a little bit of Italian seasoning on it, but oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cheers. That is fantastic. Why I haven't done that sooner, I don't know. I think it's just because with the bread, this is more of a cheat meal. Because it's just normal, regular bread. That's about the highest calorie portion of this. Because everything else isn't that bad. Man, this is worth it. And hey, If you're only eating this kind of sandwich like once, maybe twice a month, it's not gonna kill you. I just really wish I could make my own sub rolls. I still have yet to master that. That is a task that has eluded me. Me and baking just don't hang. But this hangs. Yeah, this can stick around for a little while. And there's a little bit, you can see it on this one, there's a little bit of char on top of the bread from the flame, and it adds to it. There's a little bit of heat from the sauce, and the meatballs are seasoned beautifully. Well guys, there you have it. A chicken meatball sub made in the OONI oven. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that sub button. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And as always, peace out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!